in an isolated corner of Central Asia.
This is an area that's like 1 or 2 ticks from the Eurasian pole of inaccessibility. So this place is as landlocked and remote as it can possibly get.
At the crossroads between East and West, a new trade hub is emerging.
Can I use the word sexy? This is a sexy project, let's say.
With an ambition to revive the ancient Silk Road.
Опа! Но это не думайте, это не критическое состояние, просто контейнер слетел с фитинга чуть-чуть.
It's being billed as a new society, a new destination for Kazakhstan and the world.
Я когда приехала, я когда заехала, я думала, это другое, это вообще другой зверей.
жерге келіп қала түстік. Менде қонағам мысалы айдала болып жатқан жер болатын, бұл ешқандай ештеңке жоқ бұл жақта. Бұл жақта аңнан басқа ештеңке жоқ болатын баяғы. Жаяу жалғыз адам жүрсең жеп қоятын деп. Пойыз жол түсті, сухой порт түсті, үйлер салынып жатыр неше түрлі. Сонда міне автобан түсті. Автобан түсіп әзір. Пойыздар жүріп жатыр, машинелер жүріп жатыр.
In 2014, KAZ, a veteran of logistics, was given the task of overseeing the construction of a new $250 million dry port in one of the most remote places in Central Asia. A port that would bolster connectivity between China and Europe, reviving the ancient Silk Road.
I can imagine how my face looked the first time I came to here. I guess I had a very worried look on my face. Because when I came to here 3 years ago, I saw slopes and hills of sand, and that was it. There was no street, there was no rail, no train, no electricity, no office, no nothing. And they said, Kyle, this is your new place. And I was like, okay. And they said, we need some trains quite fast. And I went, okay.
Ringed by mountains and flanked by desert, the gateway rose from the sands of eastern Kazakhstan. The country's president is said to have personally ordered its construction. It has long been his desire to restore the trading routes of old. China's Belt and Road Initiative is a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure plan to create new economic corridors between Asia and Europe. Kazakhstan hopes Khorgas will one day become the heart of this new Silk Road.
Kazakhstan used to be the place where the world ended, on both sides of the country. That's where Europe ended, and it's kind of where Asia ended. So what the new Silk Road is a way to kind of connect these countries together into something cohesive that could allow for broader and bigger and better and faster trade between East and West for the mutual benefit of everybody involved, or at least that's the theory anyway.
The fact that we have a dry port here is exactly to make the whole process much more efficient. People sometimes ask, what is a dry port? But very basically it is a port without any water. And instead of ships coming, we have our trains coming. In very short, we could say it is faster than sea and is cheaper than air. If you go by sea, it takes you 45 days to get to Europe. If you go over the Silk Road, within 2 weeks you're in Europe. So it is, for logistics, we are redrawing the map of logistics. It is a game changer. Tracks of China trains are different than the tracks that we have in Kazakhstan. So the trains coming from China, we transload the containers from one train to the next train, and it goes all the way to Germany, to the UK, wherever. I think it's fair to say that this is really where the East is meeting the West along the Silk Road.
With the gateway at its centerpiece, the Kazakhs hope to create an entirely new society made up of a number of different projects. Adjoining the dry port is a special economic zone. It's a wasteland for now, but China has pledged to invest hundreds of millions of dollars to transform this area into a vast logistics and industrial hub. To house all the workers and their families, a new town has been built, Nurkent. Straddling the border is the ICBC, the International Centre for Boundary Cooperation. It's a huge tax-free zone where Kazakhs and Chinese can trade goods.
I would describe it as a mini version of Dubai, let's say it like that, because it's based on the same principle, the same concept. You have an event, you have that logistics happening, and we create a society around it. So we are making a reason for people to move into this place.
To lure a new population, employees are being enticed with better salaries, along with free housing and schooling for their children.
Наш рабочий день начинается. Вначале проходим медосмотр, чтобы давление, сердцебиение, все было в порядке. Далее идет у нас планирование рабочего дня, проходит планерка. После нас всех везут на площадку на рабочую, осматриваем краны. Потому что мне нравится эта работа, высота, экстрим, еще что, двигателя, мужской коллектив.
There are 200 workers on site, with 8 crane operators, 2 of whom are women.
Держитесь хоть зубами. Ну, женщин больше на кранах. Более точно, наверное, работают, более внимательно, более серьезнее относятся к работе. Ну, женщины в этой профессии, наверное, более ответственные все-таки. Как-то какой-то такой инстинкт срабатывает, ответственность. Материнство, что ли? Это получается, все мужики безответственные, а бабы ответственные. Что такое вообще?
It takes 45 minutes to transfer the cargo from one set of train carriages to another. Cargo is measured in TEU, or 20-foot equivalent units. So 1 TEU is equivalent to 1 20-foot container. The port shifts around 12,000 TEU per month. This is well short of their target of 40,000 TEU per month. But the bosses say this will be achieved by 2020. The dry port is funded and owned by the Kazakh government, but a Chinese shipment company are in negotiations to buy a 49% share. This could make a real difference to business.
When the dry port starts getting like real investors, that not just government investors, but real companies looking to make a profit off of it, that is when things really start to take off and come alive.
Можете мои ошибки не снимать? И ладно, хотя бы там не показывайте. Зацепили. Сейчас приостановим качку немножечко. Все, и теперь полная вира. Поднимание контейнера. Машина отходит, супервайзер уходит. И мы напрямую грузим на платформу широкого пути. В этом месте уже не должно быть ни контейнера, ни человека, ни никого. Ну, теперь мы отцепляемся, установили его, отцепляемся и далее ждем дальнейшей команды.
Most of these containers will be carrying high-value cargo. In the past, some shipments would draw to a halt during the winter months. You simply can't transport electrical goods and sophisticated machinery across the remote expanse of Eurasia when it's minus 40 degrees outside. But new technology is changing that. Climate-controlled containers can both heat and cool the cargo for 22 days. More than enough time to cross the expanse between China and Europe. A GPS system allows containers to be tracked and temperature controlled remotely. This means that laptops and printers can now be shipped from China all year round, and European products that the Chinese crave, such as wine and fresh quality meat, can come the other way. At the end of her shift, Galina will make the short trip home to Norkent, the purpose-built town where construction began in 2012. Much of it remains empty, ghost-like and soulless. There are only 3,000 residents, but it has been designed to house 100,000. These are the first-generation Norkenters, born and bred in the shadow of the gateway.
Benim adım Kazakhstan. Benim yaşım 6'da. Сәлеметсіз бе, менің атым Khorgas KAZ. Менің жасым 7-де. Менің әкем вокзалда жұмыс істейді. Ал анам үйді жинап жүреді. Анам үй шаруасында. Мен әкем теміржол жұмыс істейді. Ал анам менің спортта жұмыс істейді.
Outwardly, both the school and kindergarten look impressive, with better than average facilities.
So the president of Kazakhstan, once publicly said that, Nurkent is going to be like one of the most prosperous and, livable cities in all of Kazakhstan. When you talk to the people there about it, they're kind of like, yeah, right. These projects are so new that you just kind of have to say this cliche adage, only time will tell.
Чем малышня? Как будешь день проводить? Какие планы?
Galina says she's happy with her new home. Her daughter agrees, but the emerging town does have its shortcomings.
Потому что здесь школа казахская, и не получается здесь было учиться, потому что там только классы были. И двойно получилось, что не дали разрешения, чтобы я здесь училась. Ну, здесь в Норкенте нет никаких развлекательных центров. В основном они находятся в Жаркенте. Ну, как у моей мамы не получается со временем, как она работает день-ночь 48, мы не можем туда выехать.
Call 1-800-SANDALS. KAZ app. Our vertical videos are designed to work around your lifestyle, so you can swipe your way through the news of the day and stay up to date with the latest headlines you can trust. Download now from selected app stores.
For as long as anyone can remember, agriculture has been the trade of these lands.
Вся наша семья, и отец, и дед, все мы работали на земле.
After the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, farming became independent. No longer were their hands tied by the state.
Казахстан уже по своей этим пошел. И сразу вот крестьянам, вот у каждого сколько по гектару земли дал. И вот мы все из столовой взяли, объединились друг и начали землю вместе обрабатывать. Вот из нее мы начали расширяться уже дальше. Но теми годами уже не сравнить. Сейчас уже, слава Богу, все хорошо.
If independence was a significant moment for this farm, the construction of the gateway and supporting infrastructure only 15 kilometers away could be just as momentous. A decent train link and the promise of a new corn processing plant will make agriculture a profitable business.
Ну, про этот хлебоприемочный пункт или элеватор там, да, вот, строим, но это там выгодно. Пошел, здесь убрал пораньше и сдал. Нет, недалеко, допустим. Самое главное, что заработала железная дорога, но пока этим уже воспользуются. Свои удобрения уже свои привезли. Раньше нам надо было куда-то ехать, а теперь услуга есть уже. Вот пока нам это пока здорово помогает, но в дальнейшем еще посмотрим, надеюсь, уже еще лучше будет.
The train line that makes up the new Silk Corridor will run in tandem with the transcontinental highway. When completed, the road will stretch 8,500 kilometers from the Yellow Sea coast of China all the way to the Baltic Sea at St. Petersburg. A new larger border crossing for road and people is expected to open in the autumn of this year. Kazakhstan and China will become more connected than at any time in their histories.
В субботу утром можно приехать даже в 7 утра для того, чтобы пройти спокойнее. После 8 часов утра это невозможно. Здесь прессованный народ.
Naila Amraeva calls herself the goods mule. Every day, before she starts her waitressing job in Jarkent, Naila takes a 40-minute taxi ride to the ICBC on the border.
Ana zakaz sizga shikon tegamiz aka qo'yganingizga rahmat. Как бы я совмещаю две работы, и как бы у меня есть дети, и как бы мне не помешает личный доход, потому что, можно сказать, даже больше дохода у меня идет от МСП лучше.
The ICBC is a binational free trade zone where both Kazakhs and Chinese can roam visa-free, buying and selling anything, from t-shirts to TVs. A goods mule races through the centre, loading up with bargains on behalf of merchants who want to buy more than the import restrictions allow.
Колготкалар қаншадан? 400? Я когда приехала, когда заехала, я думала, это другое, это вообще другое зверение, когда по всему кругу ходят, кидаются, не понимают, что они говорят, еще так быстро, еще так громко. Когда заезжаешь сюда, видишь эти большие здания, когда заходишь внутрь этого здания, вообще поражаешься ценам, всему товару, который в таком количестве, такой разновидный товар. И как бы хочется все вот это раскупить и вот это все взять, охота.
The Chinese side is flourishing with trade and shopping centres, exhibition halls and hotels, with several more under construction. The Kazakh section is far smaller. Its growth has been hindered by mishaps and corruption. It is, however, beginning to function. After a busy morning bargaining, it's time for Naila to pack up her goods, cram onto the bus and head for home.
Самый лучший день это, наверное, когда оплачивают очень высокую цену за товар, который ты вывозишь. За килограмм товара максимум 500 тенге. Это считается самым лучшим днем. Самый плохой день это когда, наверное, или 200 тенге, или 180 тенге за килограмм. Даже за дорогу, за билеты ты еле как находишь эти деньги.
Опа! Но это не думайте, это не критическое состояние. Просто контейнер слетел с фитинга чуть-чуть. Край зацепился просто. Край зацепило, и вы не думаете, что это такое, что-то сломало или еще что-либо? Когда я сюда пришла, еще козловых кранов не было. Наши краны как грибы начали расти. Первый, вот второй, третий кран нам поставили быстро в течение 5 месяцев, по-моему, если я не ошибаюсь. Очень быстро поставили краны.
If the hype is to be believed, this will soon be established as one of the trade hubs of the world, the heartbeat of the new Silk Road. Investment will be needed, and outsiders will have to buy into the Khorgas dream.
One of the major challenges that the entire Silk Road project faces, and in Khorgas Gateway in particular, is that nothing like this has ever been attempted before in the modern era. There's no model for this. So what we see a lot of like starts and stops. We see a lot of growing pains.
The vision may at times appear fanciful, but the belief remains resolute.
And with this project, I think I can say we really are making rail freight sexy again. We are connecting China to Europe by train. Is it going to be a Dubai? No, it's not going to be a Dubai with all the glamour and the glitter that we know with the skyscrapers and things like that. Still, we are building a society on a place where there was nothing.